way more fun than a $6 million aircraft. And I'm gonna let you know exactly what I mean in day 89, Coffee with Kenny. Debrief add-on flight from yesterday. Let's go. Hey, thought I'd give you a little debrief on our day 2 of our helicopter land ground school member that traveled up to work on his helicopter add-on to his fixed wing rating. We had a really good day and a second day of training. And what I want to first say is, I know some of you have seen the video from 8-9 years ago, 10 years ago, one of my first videos with the camera that kept falling over. Couldn't afford a tripod. Anyway, there goes the camera. Settling with it. I can afford a tripod now. And that little camera also had wind noise going through it. Now I got me a cool Rode mic that they say you can be in hurricane wind and it won't be any noise in the microphone. So we'll try that. It's pretty windy out here. So cool. Have to tell you about our member. He did a great job today. Yesterday when we flew, he did good, but he had a lot of struggles, and it's the same one that everybody has, new or add-on, doesn't matter. Over controlling, but he hadn't flown in a year. And what I want to tell you is today, after we had 2 flights yesterday, we did like a 0.9 and a 0.7, back to that 1 hour thing, and he really liked that, and he agreed that that is the way to do it, right? And we did the first flight, had lunch, took our time, and then did the second flight. Today, same thing, first flight was 0.9, but we had a really good flight, He did really well. So, you know, the flying we did yesterday, 0.9, 0.7, got him kind of acclimated again, got him warmed up, right? And we had a chance to talk last night and this morning before we went out to fly to kind of cover what went on yesterday. And today, talk about improvement. I think just that first day of having a couple flights, you know, you had to fly up and stress of, you know, never meeting me before, never flying in this particular aircraft, new airport. That will throw anybody off a little bit, right? And it gets credit for not flying in a year. Man, what a difference today made. He was very happy. That first flight, we kept it at 0.9. We quit when we were ahead, right? When we're like about 49 minutes or, you know, 48 minutes, and I was feeling good, he was feeling good, and I go, what do you think? He goes, maybe we ought to quit. I go, yeah, let's call it quits right now and going on a good note. Went and had lunch, talked about things, and he really, today we talked about the frequency of flying, right? He said he likes coming here because he can get 2 or 3 days a week, and the last place he was flying, it was too scattered, and we were talking about this, and we've talked about this in the past, but I want to hit this. 3 days a week is best. And he goes, you know what? I agree. You can fly more, that's okay. You can fly less, that's okay too. But to really make progress 3 times a week really seems like the key for a lot of people. And the one big thing that came up was, you know, if you fly once a week, he goes, man, you just don't make hardly any progress at all. And that's about true, I think. I mean, 1 day a week will kind of maybe just keep your knowledge where you were the last time you left, but it just doesn't make you progress. There are those times where flying every day is too much. We were just really talking about that 3 times a week thing, and it's just enough. Now, the second flight today, we got kind of cocky, right? And we ended at about 0.5, and he goes, you know what? I'm frustrated. And I go, don't be frustrated. The first flight was so much better than the previous day. And I said this to him when we got done with that one. I go, you ever go out on a Friday night and just have the time of your life? Like, you just have such a blast, and especially when they're unplanned, right? But you go out and you go to a place and with the right group of people, and you have the time of your life. The next day you wake up and you go, oh my God, that was so much fun, and you want to do it again. You go out the same place the next night with the same people, it ain't going to be as fun, right? Never is. It never is. You can't duplicate that. So day 2, first flight was so good. It was kind of like going out to party again Saturday night at the same place with the same group. It just wasn't going to happen, right? And you got to take into consideration, he does fly up, we fly, and then he flies back home. So he did that yesterday, he did that today. And he goes, you know what, how about I take a break and I'll come back Friday? And I'm like, perfect. That gives him a day to go home, rest a little bit. Weather looks a little rainy for tomorrow anyway, and then if he comes back on Friday, give him a day break we should probably have another pretty good flight on Saturday or on Friday. And this brought up also the point today that I've talked about in the past, and I want to hit it again because I'm a firm believer in this. And we were talking about this, and I said, you know what? I go, this really pisses me off when somebody will come to me who's struggling, and I look at their logbook, and when they were new, or during a time that they were struggling, and if their logbook shows 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, man, they are ripping your money. They're ripping you off. This guy's an experienced pilot, and he agreed. You know, he goes, you're on something with that 1 hour flight lesson. And I go, I am. I go, you know what? And it ended up 0.9. Man, you leave with a good note. And in the conversation, he goes, somehow it came up. I go, I said, yeah, I go, it was perfect, right? 0.9, we're done. Aircraft shut down. We're done. Take a break. I said, 1.0 is okay, but I go, you start getting to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. I go, it never ends on that good note like it does right at an hour. It just doesn't. You might have one extreme individual out there that it might work for, but in general, and I said, people don't want to quit at 0.9. They're always like, well, can I do one more? Can I go one more time? And then usually, if you're at an hour, they're trying because they want to do it even better, and it doesn't go as good. So then they get frustrated, and then they want to go around again. And you go, okay, but hey, you know, we're over an hour now. Well, but I know I can get it. And they go around again, and then they struggle, and then they get frustrated, and it even gets worse. And some people want to keep going, right? And I have to just cut them off and go, look, you're wasting your money, right? We were doing good at 3/4 of an hour, almost up to an hour. I go, but man, you hit that hour mark. I can't stress this enough. You just don't do as good, man. And it really came through today, and it was fun doing it with an experienced pilot. Again, private pilot fixed wing, private instrument, private fixed wing instrument rating. Guy's been flying for years. So coming from an experienced pilot and having this discussion, it was just really fun. You know, instructors, we talk about it, but to have even a student go, you know what? This is how I want to do it. This is how I want to spend my money. He's doing it kind of just, he really wants to get the rating. So the money's not an issue, but he doesn't want to spend money that he doesn't need either. And he wants to go home feeling good. And we have had a blast for 2 days. And I said, you know what? This is why we're doing it, right? We want to do it for fun. And I know when you're younger in your career and you're struggling to get the hours, God, I get it when, flying becomes a hassle or instructing becomes a hassle because you're just trying to get by and make a living. I get it. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there is hope for those of you. I can tell you right now, and I told him this story, and he was like, are you serious? And I said, yes. I swear to God, I have more fun in this, we'll say $150,000 range, 1983 aircraft, no glass cockpit. I have more fun in this, way more fun, than going out in a $6 million EC-135 with a glass cockpit and being watched over by a medical crew, a lead pilot, a base manager, program manager, hospital officials, your company people, your dispatch. I said, you know what? I've made the full circle. And when you're younger and you're instructing, it can get to be a hassle. And I know when I was new, I heard about the guy who made the full circle and came back to instructing later on in his career. And I'm there, right? I told him, I said, I love what I do. I love going out and teaching in a 1983 aircraft. This thing flies and runs better than a brand new helicopter, a brand new instrument. It just does. A brand new aircraft, they're stiff and you got to kind of wear them in. This thing's not wore out, has just the proper wear and just the right amount of instrumentation that I need to teach the basics and do what I want to do and do emergencies and do check ride prep. I'm telling you, it's so much freaking fun. And all these things that I preach about in all these videos and we talk about, it's fun to go back and revisit some of the things, right? Because a lot of times I'm just sitting there talking at home in the kitchen or out in the deck or whatever, and I have an idea. And that's what I told Mark today. I said, this is fun. I like this week of the add-on week, the airplane pilot doing a helicopter add-on. I really like it because I decided to make it add-on week where every day I want to talk about something we did, something we learned, something that we've relearned or refreshed and just went, see, So I'm having a blast with it. Hope this inspires up some of you. Love to hear your comments down below. I love having this ground school member again. We talked about, he's really been following me for 10 years, you know, watching my videos from clear back in the day. And then he joined at when I launched ground school, he joined, you know, all those years ago. So what a blast to have a ground school member, especially a long time ground school member who appreciates the story and the stories, and I've appreciated his stories. Those are the main things I can think of today that really you know, that really came to fruition or really came to mind. And I just wanted to relay those to you because I always harp about the basics, right? I'm telling you, about an hour flight, a 50-minute flight, 55-minute, be done right at 0.9 or be done at 1.0 or even 1.1. I'm just telling you, that works the best in 3 days a week. So you can fly less, you can fly longer as far as your lesson. Do what you want. If you're looking for the best, absolute best progress and best use of your money, keep that thing at an hour or even make it a little bit shorter. I like being right back here on the dolly at 50 minutes. And then by the time we get done doing the shutdown, cooling it off, go through the shutdown, you're still probably going to end up with an hour, but you're literally on the dolly at 50. If it's a cool day and you get it shut down quick, you might make it 0.9. But man, you walk away from that flight on a good note going, yeah, that feels good, you know? Then you're ready for the next day or the next lesson or the lesson later on in the day. And that 3 times a week, he goes, you know what, Kenny, I agree with you. He goes, I am totally on board with the 50-minute, 55-minute lesson and the 3 times a week. He goes, in my experience over the years, I just find that to be true. So, all right, I'm gonna let you head back to Kenny in the kitchen, let him finish up, and we'll see you in the next video. So thanks for tuning in. Day 89, Coffee with Kenny. Go down below, take our 24-hour test drive for Helicopter Airline Ground School. That link is down below the video. Please comment, please subscribe and click the bell. Along with that 24-hour test flight on the private pilot monthly membership, you also got a 30-day money-back guarantee on top of that. So if you're looking for some help on the ground knowledge with the private pilot, go down below, click that link, and we'll see you on the inside of Helicopter Airline Ground School. So like, subscribe, see you in day 90. Manamana, do 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 do. Manamana, do 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 do. Manamana, do 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 do. Funny. There we go.